Thank you for listening and welcome to the Life Podcast, a proud member of the Eventide Entertainment Podcast Network. I'm your host, Don Smith. Joe Robinette stays put in the co-host seat, and Dusty Harvey tells us all the good things that have happened to him since the last time he was on the show. And I can't take credit for any of those things. If you enjoy the show, like and follow the Life 1069 on Facebook and Don Smith Comedy on Twitter, or tune in live on Tuesdays from 7 to 9 p.m. on WWSU 106.9 FM, or you can stream the show live at wwsu1069.org.
The brutal presence overwhelms me. The brutal presence overwhelms me.
All right, we are back on the live radio show here on WWSU. I'm your host, Don Smith. We kicked Dwight McCormick out after a quick prayer for everything that we discussed in the last hour, and I think we're going to be okay, Joe.
I think so.
Yeah, Joe Robinette's guest co-host for this. There goes Dwight now. He stopped by to pray for himself too, I guess. Anyway, we're Joe Robinette's my guest co-host for the evening. And,
For the week.
For the week. See, now you're into the whole week thing, especially since you know this is it for the whole
week's
week.
a day. I wish the work week was a day.
Yeah, well, since I'm not going to be live here again till next week, this is the whole week.
Right.
I get my whole week out of the way in 2 hours on a Tuesday night. It's a good life.
If you can get it.
If you can get it. Our second guest is in the studio with us, Mr. Dusty Harvey.
Hello. Congratulations on making it through the week, everybody.
Almost.
We still
got
only
another
Tuesday.
53 minutes. And
53
we'll be
minutes, and then we're good.
Yeah.
What was the sermon like? Was he real preachy with it, or did he kind of
He
like
was
mix
Bunch of
it?
stuff about this Jesus character. I don't know if it's a comic book or a Marvel spinoff or what
Sounds
it is,
fictional to me.
I thought he wrote a book. I thought they wrote a book called the Bible or something.
He said something
like
about
that.
Leviticus.
Something
I don't
French,
watch much sci-fi, but
Deuteronomy is just a sequel to Dude, Where's My Car?
Yeah.
Nice. I thought it was the Greek version of Everybody Poops. Sorry. That was a translation of it.
It's the Google Translate, Deuteronomy, everybody poops. Do you ever get that on like Facebook when it's like a person of a different race and it's just like they say something in English and I'm like, translate this, and I'm like, you're racist, Facebook. That makes me laugh so hard every time I see it. It's
So
funny.
you guys talk to different races on Facebook?
just one. Just
a couple.
Just one.
Right.
He cuts my yard.
Filipino this week.
Yep, he amigoed you. So
I was just like, we're amigos now, so
sent you an amigo request, and you're good. Oh, that is terrible.
All right, yeah, that went 1 to 100 real quick, everybody.
I'm sorry for the. See, I'm practicing my apology speech already.
That's
for that
fair.
one, because someday I'm going to be famous, and this episode's going to be brought up, and this is going to ruin me.
Sunday it happens, huh?
Someday.
Oh, someday. I thought you said Sunday.
It's Sunday. He will be famous on
could
Sunday.
Could be.
Just
Maybe,
Sunday, though.
Just Sunday.
Right.
It's just the one.
Who are you, the Grim Reaper?
Yeah. Might want to check Don for weapons.
Yeah. I'm going to be famous this Sunday. Oh, that's terrible. Can you even joke about that? I don't think so.
Probably not, especially not here.
Yeah, you know.
Who cares?
Yeah,
I'm at that point. I'm like, if I offend you, I offend you. What are you? I mean, you're. I don't have words for it. It's just like I keep hitting the table. I'm sorry.
That's all right.
Just pounding the table.
Well, every time you do, my mic goes down a little bit more. So before long, I'll be broadcasting with my cheek on the desk.
Oh, okay. That'd be
my
good
other
for
one. My
your
other
other.
Yeah, but that's called the next break.
No, that's the next break. That's fair.
So when is the last time you have been on this show? Because it has been years.
Been a while.
Yeah.
Stained sang that song.
Yeah. 'Cause I think the last time you were here, I was working here.
Yeah, I think so too. I think I was here think I've done this show 2 or 3 times. I did Ohio is on Fire with Daniel Diesel.
Gotta love Ohio. Yeah. Gotta love Dan. He's great.
He's a good guy. Yeah. He's a good guy.
I'm gonna have to get him back on the show.
You should.
He came back. He brought Ohio's on Fire back again after he quit the last time for his last time ever. He came back again after he quit for his last time.
Who is he? The Eagles?
So he can quit again for his last time ever, and I mean it.
His farewell tour will happen again in a year and a half. Yep. I think I was on with Rob Haney.
I believe you were.
A long time, a Bob and Tom veteran, and an open mic comic, as he told me to my face.
That's good.
I was real thrilled.
On the show?
No, it was like off the air. It's like, you open micers, and I'm like, I'm right here. At least like
he was probably talking to me too.
Talking to everybody.
I mean, just everybody's an open micer to him.
Well, when you're 20 years in, yeah.
Open micer.
Yeah, don't talk to me until you're 10 years in. Then I might call you.
Yep. Then I might let you host a week.
Maybe. At the club he doesn't even own. Right. He's just giving out weekends. Like, hey, you get a weekend. You're pretty funny. Yeah. Where at? My kitchen table. Yeah.
Oh, that's terrible. So what's been happening in your comedy life or in your life? I know there's a kid or something.
Yeah, we have a little baby, cute baby. She's cute. She's a rascal, but she's a cute rascal. And she might be teething or she might be autistic. That's a callback to the commercial. I'm sorry, listeners and commercial people, but there's something you can do about it. Just listen to that commercial.
Right, exactly.
Again.
We'll
I'll never be back. I just got disinvited forever.
Play it back again.
Yeah, we should hear that again.
No, because I thought it was hilarious because it was a kind of a jump on the commercial. That's what we were discussing because it said maybe she's teething and then it jumped straight to autism.
And it's a big jump. Yeah, but I got a baby. Got a baby, got a wife. I don't think I had a wife last time I was on either.
I don't think you were getting ready to.
Yeah, it was.
You were in preparation.
Yeah, we were
to be wived.
Yeah, we were rounding second. I think is what we were doing then.
I did. I had one last time.
You had a wife last
Definitely.
time. Where?
Last 4 times actually.
I've had a wife every time I've done this show.
Wow, nice everybody. I don't know.
See, I started out with one.
Yeah.
As soon as I was doing the show, I already had one.
Yeah. Well, good for you for keeping on, wife.
Well, she's got a lot of stamina, I guess, because she's
for sure has to have it. You know.
Keep trying to shake her. It just stays right there. She's
nice,
pretty slick.
Nice. I'm proud of you, Don.
Yeah,
Very
I
proud.
appreciate that.
Comedy's cool right now. I did. I've only done like 2 shows this month.
That's 2 more than I've done.
Yeah. I took a little break after the old fireworks competition. Mr. Third Place over here. Congratulations again.
That's actually your new name, Joe, is Mr. Third
Place. Mr.
Third Place. Huh.
We had Mr. First Place earlier on.
Yeah, we had Mr.
Did you mention Mr. First Place?
We did.
He mention? You mentioned that he won it.
Yes.
I would mention that in every.
Well, actually, I unofficially made Joe Mr. Second Place because Miss Second Place didn't respond to my message to be on the show.
Oh.
So I
disqualified.
Yeah, she's been bumped.
But she doesn't. She's only 2 months in, so you know.
Yeah, well,
she doesn't know the bump she's about to get in the comedy career.
Open micers.
Yeah, exactly.
I did a cool show last week in Toledo. It was on the rooftop of some bar that was overlooking the Mud Hen Stadium.
It was actually on the roof.
It was on the roof. I did comedy on a roof.
It does sound fun.
It was fun. Went up first.
Which is always fun.
Which is just a blast.
Yeah, that's never disappointing to be first one going on.
I did fine. As I drunkenly said later, I know how to get a laugh when I need a laugh.
Yeah. Depending on how your set goes, though, that might not be a good idea to be up on the roof.
Yeah.
I'm done, guys.
Some of the people I rode up with, I thought might jump. So,
so you were encouraging them.
I was just like, yeah, man, that set wasn't that bad. It's one of those situations. I don't know what to say to people after they have bad sets.
Usually, when I have a bad set, I really don't want anybody to say anything to me.
Yeah.
Especially, well, it wasn't that bad because I know it was worse than what I thought it was.
Don't lie to me.
Don't lie. Well, I'll be honest. I won't say anything to you. I won't lie to you. I've never seen either of you have a bad set, so I don't know.
I have had several.
Right. Can't even count.
Yeah, I have a lot of bad sets.
Yeah.
It happens.
It does happen.
Oh yeah, absolutely. It's they're brutal. Anybody that's done the chapter when it was still in existence has had a bad set.
Yeah.
But you get a laugh there. You know the joke's good, and you can keep it. I like places like that, though. You know,
and they're challenging. That's why I kept going back. I wasn't going to let it chase me away.
No, it really, if you really got to work for it, it helps you stay on your A game. But I don't know anything. I'm an open micer. So.
Yeah. I think the biggest laugh I ever got at the chapter was actually making fun of the host of the show for that night. It wasn't Dale. He had somebody else hosting who had never been to the chapter before.
Yeah.
And he didn't
do well.
do well at all. He was supposed to do about 6 to 8 minutes as a host, and after about 2 minutes,
he was done.
He was done, and he said, "I'm getting off here. Here's your next comic."
Oh boy! Yeah,
So
and they're out back smoking.
Yeah.
I need to stall for, I guess, another 4 to 6 minutes.
No, I've had a set where I had to call the host back up because I had nothing.
Oh,
I
really?
actually blanked.
You just blanked?
I blanked.
Wow.
On stuff that I'd done before. It just, I got cocky. I thought I could do 15 minutes straight. I didn't really put a lot of effort into it. I was like, I know this stuff. And I got up there, and about 6 minutes in, I just lost whatever I had, and I tried to just wing a few things that were disastrous, and finally, I think Keith Irvin was hosting the event. So finally, I just grabbed the mic. I'm like, Keith, I'm done. And he's inside. So I'm just standing there like this, waiting for him to come back out.
Just stood there and waited on him.
It's like, well, what else am I going to say at this point?
I said done. I was done. I meant it.
That was not a good time.
No, that doesn't sound like too good of a time. Where was that at?
I think you were there. It was a cancer benefit thing. It was like 3 years ago.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I think you were there.
I was there because at the cancer benefit, I smoked a cigarette on the stage. I thought
it was a benefit for cancer, not somebody with cancer.
Right. We're
cancer.
encouraging cancer to keep doing what you're doing.
Yeah, cigarettes, kids.
That was a fun. We did another show together. The wedding.
That was. I don't think there was any winning on that one.
I had a pretty good set. I had a good set.
Yeah, I don't even know what I did up there.
I brought a kid up on stage.
I think I brought a kid up on stage and let him tell fart jokes. I think that's pretty much.
And that's all you can do at a wedding because you definitely.
And everything you prepared was stuff that they told you was going to be adult oriented because they were going to send the kids home at 9,
and then they didn't.
Well, not only did they not send the kids home, that was our audience because, of course, with the dance floor there, you couldn't connect with the actual audience.
Yeah.
And these two kids, they were like 6 and 8, pulled chairs up right in front of the stage, and it's like and I'd get halfway through a joke and realize I can't tell you the punchline.
No.
Are you kids familiar with DVDA?
Yeah, that was a rough one. That was a rough one.
It was.
It was an experience though, and that's kind of why I went to that one because I had there was actually another show somebody asked me to be on that night, and I actually made the conscious decision. It's like I could be on this show and it'd probably be a real good set and I'd have fun, or I could do this wedding show that's probably going to be a disaster. I'm going to go with the wedding.
You're going to go with an experience every time.
Exactly. Well, yeah, that's how you learn to do something really stupid.
I'm like all about doing comedy in like the weirdest places right now. Like I just want to do it in places that you don't know. Like I don't want to do bars. I don't want to do
on a roof.
Like on a roof. Yeah. I have a show at a bowling alley coming up. Like
that could be fun.
Yeah, it'll be a good time.
It was a flat roof, right? Not like an 8-12 pitch or something that
it was slanted
for shit on a sponge.
That's how you end your set. You just let go. That's a new style of comedy right there. The roof plunge.
The roof plunge. It's my closer. It worked. Yeah. Don't worry.
But no, the wedding show, I actually learned that was when I learned a heck of a lot of respect for Raymond Jackson.
Yeah.
Because I saw him go up like it was no big thing and didn't do any material.
Yep.
And he started running it like he was the MC at their wedding.
Yep.
And I thought that was like, that's brilliant right there.
He knew what he was doing.
Oh, absolutely.
He's a vet.
Yep.
I don't know how many years he's in, but he's done it.
Oh, yeah.
He's done it. He still grinds. He still hustles. Yeah. It's unbelievable. Yeah. Shout out to Ray Jackson.
Absolutely.
Running open mics. Pretty cool. Hannah's on Mondays. I'm sure you already.
Well, I don't think it's an open mic anymore. I think he's trying to turn Hannah's into a booked show.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Oh, that stinks. But still, shout out.
But still, shout out. But little shout held some of the shout back.
Yeah,
now.
It's
a
loud whisper.
Right.
To Ray Jackson.
Right, loud whisper out.
Talk out.
Well, yeah.
So what other kind of weird places have you done comedy?
I mean, a living room. You've done the living room show.
I have. That you're talking about Super Dope.
Yeah, Super Dope.
I have not got.
You haven't done Super Dope yet.
No.
It's
I haven't been to one either because my work schedule for a long time hasn't allowed me to do much. But that's why I started doing this here.
Yeah,
my work schedule, even when I first started doing this, was kind of screwy. So
yeah, I'm not a fan of the. It's not that I'm not a fan of it. I have so much anxiety in like tight places. Like, you know what I mean? And I'm in a living room and then there's just like 30 people all smashed in a room.
Almost on your lap.
On my lap. And I'm trying to do jokes and I get nervous and there's.
Yeah, that would be kind of rough.
And there's smoke and
right.
I get
there's
all.
joints being passed around and then they like look at you for a punchline.
No cops, please.
Yeah, you didn't listen to the setup. You're probably not going to get the punch.
Yeah, for sure.
You were coughing during the setup.
And I'm straight, not straight edge, but I just drink alcohol. You're
right. You're straight edge. You just
drink alcohol and used to smoke cigarettes. So I get a lot of anxiety around that stuff because I feel like they just think I'm a narc the whole time. They're just like, he's not cool. Look at him.
Yep. He's wearing a wire.
I am wearing a wire.
He's gonna turn us all in.
Yeah.
So basically, what you're saying is the contact high makes you very paranoid.
Yeah. which is why I quit smoking to begin with because I was just like I would like lay in my bed at nighttime and like I had some neighbors and they didn't speak English and I was like, they're plotting to kill me right now. Like that happened more than once. And I was like, I should probably stop doing this to myself.
Yeah, that's a sign.
That is the sign. Yeah. And it was just, I was done with that. So
you're not about that life.
I'm not about that life anymore.
Are your neighbors still, are they still plotting or?
No, they're very nice. Okay. My new neighbors, yeah.
Oh, new neighbors.
They got new neighbors. I bought a house since the last time I was here.
Well, there you go. House, wife, kid.
Yeah,
man, you're becoming a man.
Sure.
In between radio shows.
Sure. I'm
so proud.
Yeah. You should be more proud of Carol.
She's done it.
Yeah, she's doing all the stuff, and I'm just kind of like, that's cool.
Yep. Good job, honey.
Yeah,
that's they need that support.
Yeah, that's what I'm here for. That's what women want, everybody.
Yeah.
Someone to go, husband, one pat on the back.
Yep, high five. You got this. Because I don't.
We had a plumber come into our house today because we have a pipe. It's like I think it's cast iron pipe. I don't know. So it's like an old cast iron pipe, and like there was just like corrosion all over and on it and stuff, and we're like, is it gonna burst? I don't know. So we called the plumber in, and I stayed home from work, and the plumber came, did his thing, and I was like working upstairs because I work in IT, so I'm just kind of like doing computer stuff upstairs. And he was like, I'm done. And I'm like, tight. And then I like left the house. I like looked at it and I left. I was like, looks good. We get home. Carol gets home and she was like, that looks awful. Did you even look at it? And I'm like, yeah, I looked at it for sure. They're like, did you see?
It looked like a pipe.
It looked like a pipe with some epoxy on it. That's all that I know. And that was right before I got here. It was just kind of like, what is going on with this pipe? What are we going to do about it? And I'm like, call the people? Is that what you do?
Yep. Isn't that the guy you called him back?
Yeah, I'm just going to give him a call back, I guess.
Yeah. Has he changed his number since then?
Probably has. I don't
It's like, he just has burner phones as his work phone. He throws them out as soon as he leaves the house.
Yeah, pretty much. So, yeah, I guess I did say what the fight was on air, so we'll find out if my wife listens.
Yeah, there you go. So was it a full-blown fight over a pipe for a plumber job that you didn't even do?
No. There's always more to the story.
There's always
it's just a catalyst.
Yeah, exactly.
That's
there's always
that
something
the
that gets
camel's
it started.
Yeah.
When they're that's a
She was mad about something else. She's like, I'm going to call a plumber and he's going to do crappy work, and then I'm going to start bringing up some other stuff that I've been angry about for 3 months.
So the whole thing was planned.
Right.
Yeah,
right.
I'm going to look in her diary and I'm going to see the whole diagram of all the events that are about to happen, and
you'll be shocked at how far it goes, because it's probably started. She's probably been chipping away at that pipe. There was nothing wrong with it when you guys moved in. That was planned way in advance.
Legit.
In fact, just when she was going to look at houses, when you were looking at houses together, she found one with a weak pipe because she knew she could chip away at that.
There's a spot. There's a spot. There's a spot.
Yep. They got to look at these things. You're going to have to look back at diaries she filled a year ago.
That maybe I'll be able to see into my future.
Yeah. You'll never be able to decipher it.
No,
but you'll only not your future events. You won't be able to decipher those.
No,
but
not yet.
I'll recognize
the
plot
certain
up to things that have
certain
already
key
happened.
points.
Yes.
Okay.
But anything beyond that, you won't know until it hits.
Yeah, I really hope she doesn't listen to this. That would be.
Well, I hope no women listen to this, because we're giving away all their secrets.
Yeah.
If I knew how to decipher them, I'd share that too.
I guess.
And we'd just blow their whole world open.
It's probably some sort of ancient text would be is what they.
Yeah.
It's like the text Indiana Jones sees.
Right. Hieroglyphics is what.
The Divine Lady's secret text.
I think we should probably take a break and just you can call home and
but double check to make sure.
Hi, honey.
How's it going? Hey.
Yeah.
I love you.
Yeah, and since I didn't play any Potter's Field, I wasn't sure what Dwight could handle.
Yeah. Right.
So since he's left, I'm going to go ahead and play Fell from Grace. So here's a little Potter's Field, and we'll be back here shortly.
This is the longest day of my life. Minutes feel like hours, like days, like years. My thoughts way down my head, in my heart.
Wednesdays on Eventide, Robert Yetter and Mike Shea sit down and throw albums at each other, talking about them, picking them apart, ripping them a new one. All different artists, all different genres, all different levels of suckage. It's Track Record, Wednesdays at 9 a.m. on the Eventide podcast feed. For more information, go to eventideent.com.
They say, see a broad to get that booty yak 'em, leg her down and smack 'em, yak 'em. Cole got to be, shit.
Told Carol.
All right, we're back on live
there we
radio.
go.
That's why I always give that pause to wait and see what else you're going to say.
Still on.
Yep, still on. We're back on live radio.
We're back
show.
on the air.
Well, this is usually my warning when you see the hands go up.
I wasn't even.
See, that's
that would.
That's how I catch people.
That would require me
in,
making eye contact or near.
I always like to come in the middle of the conversation and put us back on air just to catch everybody off.
Woo! Glad I wasn't cursing.
Yeah. We're back on the live radio show. I'm your host, Don Smith, sitting in with this week's guest co-host, Joe Robinette.
Here I am.
And our guest for this hour, the wonderful Dusty Harvey.
Here I am as well. I was trying to match Joe's energy.
Excitement.
Absolutely. we got to keep it going.
Bring me in.
Yeah. We got about 24 minutes that we got to just stay pumped, and we can get through this.
This
we
is
got
a cakewalk.
news stories.
We got news stories.
We got news
I am
stories.
so bad. I can't be funny with this stuff. All right, let's try. Let's do this.
Well, hey,
let's do this.
You want to do comedy in weird places? How about a radio station?
Oh, there we go. Check it off the bucket list.
Absolutely. I had the sheet upside down. I can't read them like that.
You couldn't see it at
Now,
home,
just,
but it really
just
was
so you know,
upside
Joe,
down.
this is the one I skipped
Good.
when Dwight was in here because a woman is facing felony drug charges after police said they found 82 grams of drugs in her vagina. Desiree Webster, 20 years old, was arrested June 25th in Shawano, which is Wisconsin, apparently, after police pulled over her 1997 Monte Carlo she was driving. Her companion, 39-year-old Gerald McCollum, a convicted drug dealer, was also in the car. Officers pulled over the car after getting a tip that McCollum might be selling heroin, cocaine, marijuana, meth, and other drugs. Police said McCollum's MO was to travel with a woman who could slip the drugs into her vagina if police stopped them.
Nice.
He knows how to pick them.
He's a thinker.
Where can we get those tampons?
She's a lady.
A police dog showed particular interest in the driver's seat where Webster had been sitting at the time of the stop. And police put two and two together and said, "I bet they were there."
Any other dog?
Sent the dogs in.
This is normal. This is normal. It always goes straight for the crotch. Everybody, the police dog.
Yep, my dog at home does this too.
Oh, absolutely. Well, now that's immediately where it goes.
What
Are you menstruating right now? Because that's the time that they really go for it.
What was the mass? 28 grams?
82
grams.
It doesn't say what of, does it?
It said drugs.
Yeah.
So
I mean, it's a little bit of everything.
Yeah, a little bit of everything, whatever.
Heroin.
Basically, she was a catch-all that day. Whatever he had was going up there.
Yep.
She had some ibuprofen. Some Midol. I always go to the gross place. All right. Let's
well, so do those drugs, apparently. See, I have questions on this particular news story because they said that's his MO is to travel with women who he can put the drugs there if they're pulled over. So
how do you think that interview goes?
Yeah.
How
much can you carry without stretching? Like, what do you think? 80 grams?
Yeah, it's stretched. Okay, you're in.
Does he have one of those chairs that gynecologists have? Just to be like,
well,
they call it a loading dock for him, but they have one.
Well, that's the thing though, because his MO is to put him in there if the police pull him over. So he's got to. She's got to be able to take him at a moment's notice.
It's not like she's dispensing them for sales.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
You just push like B5 on her chest and you get a joint. Spits out. It would be sweet if he could work that out.
Dispenser down there. It's just a head you fold up and something pops out. Yep, what do you want? There it is. So yeah, that's
yeah. Wait, you skipped that for Dwight? Why is that?
I don't know. There's something about drugs and vaginas, and So yeah, that's there are a lot of questions on that, and I don't even think I can formulate all of them, and I think it's run its course at this point. So.
I would like to interview that guy for my fake podcast.
For your fake,
I'd like to interview you for my podcast.
Yeah, he doesn't need to know it's fake.
No, he doesn't. I just record from my phone,
Because that would be the main question is, what is your interview process? Because they've.
Yeah.
And do you run drills? Because that's a lot of stuff to get in there in a short amount of time. Like, you need to have that below 20 seconds.
She has 2-a-days.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's like a full-out setup in his shop where they're, in the car, and he's like, and cop! Hits the stopwatch. They'd have to have time trials, the tests for
how many. They'll figure out how far away the cop car and how many steps it takes.
Oh yeah, it's all the science. With your
guys, I think we're criminals. I think we just we're breaking down this guy's.
Well, we're not criminals. We just think like them.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, because everything has to be planned.
For sure.
You don't just you don't just random at a moment's notice.
Yeah.
Right.
Cram a bunch of drugs up in there. Up.
In reality, he probably just asked her, "Hey, if we get pulled over, can you shove this up your?" That's probably about it.
And she said, "It took you this long to ask."
I thought you'd never ask.
Yep. This is our 4th date, and it took you this long to ask.
I know you're old-fashioned, but...
Yep. She says, "Not without a ring." He's throwing her out of the car.
I mean, I'm sure she was never allowed to wear pants.
Right, because that would be way too inconvenient.
No, she was be like a skirt.
You almost need to have a shoehorn in there at all times, just in case.
It's like an air gun, just shoot right up.
Like one of those shirts, like when they shoot the shirts out.
Yeah. Shirt cannon right here on the driver's side. What's that for? Emergencies. That's what. Oh, that's terrible. South Carolina, this is like totally the opposite direction.
Okay.
A South Carolina woman who won $250,000 from a scratch-off lottery ticket said she only bought the ticket because of a clerk's mistake. The Greenville woman said she was at a Red Robin Foods in Greenville County when the clerk mistakenly handed her the wrong scratch-off ticket. That's terrible. Poor her. The woman said she decided to buy the $10 7 ticket anyway and ended up winning $250,000. The winner said she plans to pay it forward. "I'm going to give it to my church and then give back to the community," she said. "As for me, I'm good."
What?
Take it outside and set it on fire.
Yep.
That first story is supposed to make me feel sick.
And this one,
but this is the one that's just
I think it was fine up until her quote.
Yeah. I like the other woman much better.
Yeah, then it's like,
right.
Well, yeah, at least the other woman's honest. You know, if this woman
and
said
dedicated.
she was going to buy a shirt cannon,
she's a solid. She goes the extra mile.
If this woman said she's going to use that scratch-off ticket to buy a shirt cannon to shoot drugs up in her vajayjay, that would have been a better news
for
story.
sure. And I got this niece, and she has a special talent.
She just needs a few tools.
Yep. See, because I've seen shows where they shoot things out. I haven't seen the one where you shoot the shirt cannon full of drugs into it. That's
Red Robin Foods.
Red Robin Foods.
So burgers and fries. You can get
I guess
scratchy tickets there.
Yeah.
Wow, look at that.
Yum.
Yep. Delicious. Overrated fries, though.
Oh,
I'm gonna be honest. Very overrated fries.
They're all you can eat for a reason.
Yeah.
I think I've been to Red Robin one time. Not a fan.
Yeah.
Not a fan.
Yeah, I've never been a fan.
Yeah.
Look at us agreeing.
Shut them down.
Yeah. Close all of them.
You heard it here
They're none of
first,
them.
folks.
A traffic camera in China was recording as more than 300 feet of cloth unfurled off the back of a truck and covered the road behind the vehicle. The video shows a cloth roll unwinding behind the truck in Jiangsu Province Road and spreading like a carpet behind it. Investigators were able to identify the truck from the footage and contact the driver. Police said the driver was unaware that he lost the 328-foot length of cloth until they contacted him to return it.
Hope it was red, so everyone would feel
Kind
fancy.
of surprised that
Exactly.
one made the cut.
Yeah, me too.
A little bit.
Well,
bit.
see, what happened is last week we went through every single news story I had. So I had like a couple hours yesterday to throw these together. So sometimes you just got to throw crap on there and just hope that you don't go through that many. But here we are with 328 foot of carpet in China on a Chinese road.
Wonder what those roads are like.
Carpeted.
Yeah.
They're pretty fancy, apparently.
Oh, yeah, all right.
Because that guy didn't even notice. It blended in.
Great for my tires.
Yeah.
I'm moving to China, everybody.
Exactly, yeah. Animal rescuers are warning of possible bird-eating tarantulas on the loose in Britain after 3 baby spiders were found in a parking lot. The RSPCA said 10 pots were found at the site of a parking lot at Bateman's Yard Stable in somewhere in England. And rescuers discovered 3 baby Brazilian tarantulas in the pots. 2 of the pots were broken after apparently being struck by cars, leading to the animal rescue group to suspect the baby tarantula's parents might be on the loose. The pots bore labels, including one saying Brazilian pink bird-eating spiders. Do they only eat pink birds, I guess?
So they eat flamingos?
Yeah,
that's the only...
I guess, unfortunately, there aren't a whole lot of those in England.
No, probably
not anymore.
Not anymore.
Not since these 3 have been in
got 'em.
town.
All right, you kept saying pots. So that's what is that like baby spider? Is that what a pot is, or
I
like
thought
a
that's
pot?
what-
like
but I think he
containers.
means like a literal pot.
Yeah, like containers.
Oh,
Because they had the label on the pots. One of the labels said Brazilian pink bird-eating spider.
Why are those in England?
I
Is
don't
the
know.
question.
I guess,
That's
yeah.
It sounds like a horror movie, and I'm kind of into it.
Night of the Spoilers.
Yeah.
That was a terrible British accent. I'm not doing that anymore. The woman caught the inspector, the RSPCA inspector, Christy Ludlam, said the woman caller who contacted us was understandably shaken when she realized the pots contained spiders, as she's terrified of them. It appears someone ran over 2 of the pots, and the driver told the woman who called us he thought he saw 2 larger spiders. No bodies were found, so it is assumed they may have
run
escaped.
over the 3rd pot. That'd be great.
Exactly.
And, we don't need to send anybody.
Yeah. Yep. In fact, just run over. If they ran over them correctly, if they just bumped into them and busted them open, then they got loose. If they just like flattened the pots altogether, that would have been the.
I picture like a clay pot. Like,
yeah.
You know.
Like some Ming Dynasty.
Right. A proper spider pot.
Right. Yeah. You can't just have some random.
Metal.
These Brazilian spiders only get transported in 15th century.
How do they eat birds? Trickery or
a
really good web?
A little bit of both, probably.
Yeah.
I mean, they probably poison it. And
Somebody just made it up. They don't really eat birds.
Yeah, somebody just put a label on there.
I don't know. There's all sorts of crazy stuff down there, man.
Those silly Brits.
I like watching like those bootleg YouTube videos of just like animals just eating stuff. And
you're sick. No,
I'm not. I'm not watching humans. I'm watching just animals eating other animals. That's what we do.
It's nature.
Yeah, just nature, man.
The circle of life.
Hello, governor. I just wanted to. Yes. Wee bit of spiders on the loose, eh?
You want to touch the spiders, Luke? Touch of the old gobble, the old bird spider.
Gobble. Oh,
Gobble the old bird.
Oh, that's I'm going to use that in my vernacular.
A California woman. Yeah, I can do everything else. I can't say California woman.
We better gobble.
Yeah.
We better gobble. Bud spiders.
A California woman shared video showing her using her mom voice. Uh-oh.
Oh, he's got a picture.
Have you got the spiders
Bird
pulled up
eating
on your
spider.
phone?
A spider eating a bird.
Oh, wow.
That's bonkers.
They do exist.
It's a
Let me
real.
see. Oh, that's wild. Yeah, that is wild stuff.
That is weird, wild stuff.
A California woman shared video showing her using her, quote, mom voice to order a porch-invading bear to turn around and leave. Brittany Christensen posted a video to Facebook showing a black bear starting to come up the steps to her Lake Tahoe home. Christensen said to the bear, "Oh, no, 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 go away." The bear then turns and quickly leaves the property. My mom, all right then. Don't you have any picnic baskets? My mom voice actually worked. Just wish it worked on my kids.
There it is.
The bear will work on.
Mom, the black bear's back again.
We were driving through West Virginia a couple weeks ago, and I saw this thing on the side of the road, and it's like, my first thought was, that's a dead monkey. Just because I saw its hands, like, laying there, and it's like, oh, yeah, they have black bear here. Forgot about that.
That could have gone worse.
I don't even think I've ever seen a black bear.
I hadn't until then, but it was dead, unfortunately.
It's been years. It was well, now you made us sad.
I know. Maybe it was sleeping.
A Virginia man on Saturday totaled
Hit a bear.
Hit a bear and totaled a $300,000 car one day after he bought it.
Oh, I think I saw this.
The Fairfax County Police Department said a man driving a McLaren 720S and crashed into a tree because he was speeding. The driver, who was not named by police because his parents took care of that, suffered only non-life-threatening injuries. The police said purchased Friday, totaled Saturday. This McLaren 720S, costing around $300,000, was destroyed today in Great Falls because of speed. The driver was taken to the hospital with thankfully only non-life-threatening injuries. A reminder to slow down or it could cost you. I would say he had non-life-threatening injuries until his wife found out he bought and totaled a $300,000 car.
Yeah,
then that's when the life-threatening part comes in.
Yeah, for sure. A $300,000 car. Wow. I don't even have words. I feel bad for that poor fella.
I don't.
Learn to drive your race car before you buy it.
Exactly. He had a $300,000 car. Don't really feel bad for him.
Yeah.
That's why my dream car is a Prius. That's my that's the car.
I'm not gonna. It achievable.
I'm just it's achievable, and I'm not going to speed off the road and hit a tree.
There you go. See, this guy has a $300,000 car. I have a 200,000 mile car.
Yeah,
that's why I don't really feel bad for him.
Yeah, no, that's fair. I'm getting there.
Yeah. There you go. You just keep driving.
150. I'm halfway there.
Yeah.
Something like I won't hit 300. There's no way. I'm lucky to hit another 1,000.
Okay. A Quebec family who set up a camera to catch a suspected squirrel stealing their tomatoes made a shocking discovery. The culprit was the mailman. Rob Morin and Paula Habib, that's her name, said they noticed in June that produce was going missing from their tomato and strawberry plants outside their home in Mount Royal, a Montreal suburb, and they suspected a squirrel was behind the vanishing fruits. Habib told CTV News, "We had a full set of tomatoes, and then all of a sudden the tomatoes started going down." I'm guessing the count started going down. Yes, and the tomatoes started going down.
They just started going down.
Yeah, tomatoes going down. We didn't take any ourselves. We thought it was the squirrels. Morin said they started to think something else was happening when the suspected squirrels didn't leave a mess. They were very clean, thoughtful squirrels stealing their tomatoes. That's
How hungry do you have to be just be like, yeah, I'll take some tomatoes with me?
Well, I don't think it's a matter of hungry. It's just a matter of bored.
It's just bored?
I don't know. Bored tomatoes. They
just want to steal something.
Yeah. I mean, is he eating them or is he throwing them at people?
That's a federal job.
So would that make it a federal offense?
I feel like it would.
It should, yeah, it should. He's a trusted
think, right,
civil
yeah.
servant.
Yeah.
Yeah, he should be held to a higher standard
Than everyone
than
else.
your average squirrel.
Yeah. Well.
Yeah, I mean a little bit, not a lot
Not
higher
the most,
standard.
but-
I mean, yeah, the squirrel doesn't have to go through a civil service exam in order to deliver nuts.
Yeah.
But so this man should be held to a higher standard.
I'm just
than
trying to
that, I would
imagine
think.
Our second squirrel story.
It is.
Imagine a classroom
Good,
full of squirrels.
good call. That's because the word of the day is squirrel.
Nice.
See, I'm trying to write down. See, everybody got real quiet. I'm just trying to write.
That's
Squirrel of the day is the
Squirrel,
name of this
Squirrel
episode.
of the day.
I think.
Her name is
Squirrel of the
Pixie.
day. Pixie.
My Carol had a neighbor at one of her old apartments who was obsessed with the squirrels. Like straight up obsessed with them. She would
as
follow
in a
them
furry
around.
and dressed up like
no,
one, or
no,
just-
she would follow the squirrels around, and there was this albino squirrel, and she's a French lady, the sweetest lady on the face of the earth. She's a French lady, and she like called it some French name, and like that was basically like her obsession was just following this albino squirrel around the neighborhood. She would line.
She was a fast woman, wasn't she?
She was.
Because
Yep.
squirrels are
She
nimble.
scurried along.
They can get away from
yeah.
us.
And she would like line the sidewalks, which is nuts because someone complained that she wasn't allowed to throw the acorns and the nuts in their yards, and she would just sit in her car and just watch the squirrels. And she was the bet. Like I loved her so much. Like I was like, you're my best friend.
I wish I could just derive joy from going and watching squirrels.
It was more than joy. It
I
was
wish
like
that-
it was her purpose.
Right.
Like,
I wish I could have something like that's like what I do. I go watch squirrels and I love it.
Yep, I'm a squirrel watching
She
kind of
died
person.
doing what she loved.
Yeah. I wish I had that kind of free time to just follow an albino squirrel.
I did. I
And
had
line
2
the
years
sidewalk
off
with
and I didn't
nuts.
do anything with it. At least if I had stalked an albino squirrel, I could say I did that for 2
would have been
years.
something. Yeah.
And that would be something,
Yeah.
right?
Yep, 2 years off, no albino squirrels.
No albino
In the whole
squirrels,
time at
no
all?
Jesus, no
Oh,
Bigfoot,
man.
what are you doing?
very few jokes.
Right? But you got good at the ones that you
I
already
did
had.
get a little better. I
Yeah,
did.
well, there you
Appreciate
go.
that.
You accomplished something in 2 years
did.
of unemployment.
Oh, I'm jealous. It's the dream.
One more news story,
Okay.
and we'll about wrap this sucker up.
Oh,
A German city is looking for a way to get rid of a giant catfish that is believed to have developed a taste for ducklings
When
after
Germans
eating.
get rid of things, they
Yep.
take it a little far.
Yep, after eating all of its fellow fish at the municipal pond. The roughly 1.5 meter or 4.9 foot fish has been making waves in Offenbach near Frankfurt. News agency DPA reported that the city government said Monday that it has found a professional angler to catch the fish, first seen about a year ago, but a formal contract has yet to be signed.
His name is Angler Spear.
Yeah, angler. The city plans to have its unwelcome guest caught alive and then taken to by train.
oh, boy. Oh man, I didn't go there this time. That's
I couldn't help myself. The city plans to have its unwelcome guest caught alive and taken to a private pond somewhere in an undisclosed
Yeah,
location.
private pond.
But officials will first have to be satisfied that it can't escape into flowing water and that its new home is suitable for a catfish.
little do they know that catfish is actually a bass. That's where my mind went the second you said catfish. And then he said German, and I was just like, I'm stuck on the catfish part. Like,
Oh, okay,
like jokes, like you know.
You weren't ready to put the catfish on a train.
I was not.
No.
I was not. This catfish's name is Anne, and
She lives in an attic in the Netherlands.
it's an attic that looks like a pond.
Yeah.
I-
Yeah. That's that's where it's hiding, so the Germans don't catch it.
Likes riding, I've heard.
Yeah.
It's a tough thing to shake. The Germans.
Oh, okay.
and the rounding up of people.
I thought you were just talking about Parkinson's. It's a tough thing to shake. Yeah.
It's a good place to end.
That is a great place to end this episode. You have plugs for shows coming up, my friend?
I do. I have 2 plugs. July 28th in Muncie, Indiana at the Village Bowl Bowling Alley.
The Village Bowl Bowling Alley.
I'll be there with headliner Joe Bates and a couple of Dayton comics. Got Joe Young, got Colin Brunn and John Morris, and a couple other guests.
All those guys and Dayton comics are coming?
Yeah, all those guys and Dayton comics.
Fantastic.
And yeah, it'll be a good time. I'm running. It's free. I like anyone from Muncie, Indiana.
Yeah.
Is my dad listening right now? He'll be there. So there's one.
All right. Well, there you go. Yeah.
Come to the show, Dad. And September 11th, I'll be at the Blue Note in Miamisburg.
Nice.
Oh, cool.
Haven't done that yet, so I'm excited about it. 10 minutes of PG material. We'll see.
Awesome. Joe, you got anything coming up?
Yeah, I'm on a house show in Sydney Friday, so if you're in Sydney and know Jimmy Market and where he lives, stop on by.
Oh, yeah, I might be on that.
Dwight Simmons is headlining, I think.
Yeah, he is.
He's very funny, so that should be fun, maybe, if there's people. And I think 27th and 28th, I'm hosting for Nate Washington at Wiley's.
Awesome.
That show will be.
Oh, yeah.
Yep. I think that's it.
Well, Joe, thanks for holding down
having
the
me
guest
this
co-host
week.
spot for this whole week.
Yeah.
Dusty, always a pleasure. We'll have to get you in more often.
Yeah.
Get you, just start a fight at the house.
And then just stroll over here.
Yeah. I'm going to the radio show.
And we'll talk about it.
And I'm going to talk about this.
So, Carol, if you're listening, it was my fault. I brought it up.
Yeah. It was all Don. It was not me. Everything you're mad about.
In fact, I told the plumber to do a terrible job. I know the guy. All right. On that note, we're going to go ahead and we're going to call it a night. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you guys next week.
Thanks for listening to the Life Radio Show podcast. Check us out on the Eventide Entertainment Podcast Network or wherever you listen to podcasts. Remember, if you want to listen live, we're on Tuesdays from 7 to 9 p.m. on WWSU 106.9 FM with a repeat broadcast on Wednesdays from noon to 2, or you can always stream the show live at wwsu1069.org. If you have suggestions or comments, feel free to email thelife1069@gmail.com.
We're not criminals. We just think like them.